A woman was trapped in an elevator when she suddenly noticed someone in the building across from her. Another woman, working late by the window. Amy shouted for help, waving frantically, but the distance was too great. The woman couldn't hear her. Just a few hours earlier, Amy and her husband Paul were returning home from their honeymoon. They stepped into the elevator, ready to start their new life together. But just as the doors were closing, a man slipped in at the last second. They didn't know it yet, but his arrival would turn their quiet ride into a nightmare. The elevator began its descent, until it jolted to a stop between the 60th and 59th floors. The panel lights flickered, and every button went dead. Paul tried the emergency button over and over, but no one responded. Amy pulled out her phone to call for help, only to find there was no signal at this height. They noticed the small camera in the corner and hoped someone, somewhere, was watching. But hours passed, and no rescue came. Growing restless, Amy decided they couldn't just wait any longer. She pried her fingers into the elevator doors and tried to force them open. The men rushed over to help, and after a few tense moments, the doors finally budged, only to reveal a concrete wall between two floors. There was no way out. Frustrated, Amy returned to the window, staring out at the glowing skyline. That's when she saw the woman across the street. She screamed for help until her voice cracked. The woman just tilted her head, confused, unable to hear. Suddenly, the elevator doors slammed shut on their own. Paul slammed his fists against the panel. "This can't be random," he shouted. "It's like someone's playing with us." As the night dragged on, the three of them tried to stay calm, talking to pass the time. Amy asked about the stranger's family, but his answer froze the air. His name was Bob. His son had died in a car accident years ago, and his wife had taken her own life soon after. The grief had hollowed him out. When Bob began shaking and muttering to himself, Amy's pulse quickened. She backed away, pressing buttons in a panic. "I'm sorry about your loss," she said carefully, "but you need help, professional help. We have to get out of here." Her words lit a fuse. Bob's expression hardened. Then with a twisted smile, he reached into his pocket and pulled out a small device connected to his phone. "You don't get it," he said quietly. "This elevator didn't break. I stopped it." The screen on his phone glowed, revealing lines of code, software controlling the elevator system. And at that moment, Amy and Paul realized the truth. They weren't trapped by accident.